Hi, welcome back everybody. Here is the third and hopefully final video of this tutorial for painting the bottle and the lemons. And so tonight we're going to be doing the lemons. So I'm going to show you kind of what the reference is. Okay, so there's the lemons. There are the lemons. So I have actually pre-mixed all of my colors tonight for ease. And here we go. I'm going to start with the lemon in the back, and I'm actually going to extend it a ways to kind of cover up this corner here. So just to let you guys know, that's why I left this kind of colorless. And I have to say, the bottle I did, several nights ago, and it's not fully dry. It's a little tacky, and that's fine, but just to let you know. All right, so I'm going to go in with the shadow color, and I'm going to quickly just mix up some black and brown, and I just kind of want to get a transition between this shadow and the actual fruit. So I'm going to just start by doing that. Okay. And I'm going to wipe the excess shadow color off, and I'm going to transition right to kind of a darkish burnt sienna that I mixed up. And as I go, I'm going to kind of be mixing it with the subsequent layer. So I'm going to be mixing it into that shadow color. And as I bring it up, presumably it's going to get a little bit lighter and not be so dark. And then then I'll take the paint off of that brush, and then I'll do a little bit more. And as you can see, it's a little bit lighter, so I'll just kind of blend it a little bit with the first layer. So I kind of want smooth transitions between the layers of color. Okay, so that's kind of the point of what I just did there. Now I'm going to get it a little bit closer to my golden color, which is yellow ochre actually. And I am going to just, again, mix with the color below and then bring it up. Okay, and I'm using a really tiny brush. Not my tiniest brush, but, definitely a smaller brush. This is a number 2 round, okay? And I don't really like to use the hard bristled brushes. I like the more smoother brushes. They're actually brushes I use for watercolors, but once they touch oil paint, they can't be used for watercolors anymore. All right, so next I'm going to just go with a little bit of a darker orange, which I'm going to just mix up using orange and the yellow ochre. I'm not sure why this color didn't get mixed up previously, but I tried to save some time and mix up my colors, which, makes the video move along a lot quicker. So one thing I'm noticing is I'm seeing my faint lines from my charcoal, so I don't love that that's happening, but what can you do? Like literally, what can you do? If there's any oil painters out here who have conquered this problem, because I'm now a little bit concerned because I've got another oil painting that I'm going to be starting in a couple of days. Well, actually, tomorrow, as soon as I finish this one. And it has a significant amount of charcoal. So perhaps that was a bad idea. But you live and learn. It's all good. what I might have to do is wait for this to, you know, just kind of consider that this would be an underpainting, and then go back in a couple of days and kind of just go over areas where it's not so, it's, you know, got that charcoal. You know, the charcoal is actually adding a nice effect as far as the shadows are concerned, but, you know, truthfully, they are pretty undesirable. I'm sorry, I'm like, okay. I'm like smashing into the camera. I put the camera really close up this time, because as I was editing last time, I realized that you guys aren't going to learn anything if my hand is completely in the way. But this is not easy either. All right, so the top is actually a shadowed portion, and that is a result of the bottle casting a shadow. So remember, I said I'm going to bring this out. All right, so I do need to make that a little bit darker for that shadow I just mentioned. So I'm going to add a little bit of like an umber that I made and some burnt sienna, and I'm just gonna, that's a little bit better. I'm gonna try to do that one more time. Now that's a good shadow color, and I'm gonna just kind of work that all the way around here. So that looks pretty good. And then this highlight is actually a really bright, not my brightest yellow in the whole picture, but it's a pretty bright yellow, so, or a bright orange, I should say. These are really pretty lemons. They're like, I feel like they're like a European variety because they're so orangey. I'm not sure what I'm basing that off of, but for some reason in my mind, I am picturing that these are not from the United States. Again, I've got no real fact to base that off of. I'm not sure where the photographer came from, although I have to say, if you know, I do try to, if I'm going to sell something, make sure that artist of the original photographer, the original photographer will get credit. So I'll get to the point where I figure out where this photographer is from. But not now, because I don't know how this thing will actually come out. So I'm getting a little frustrated here, truthfully. And that's because I don't like what the charcoal is doing. And I don't like what this yellow is doing. It's all working against me right now. So I'm going to just add a little bit more orangey. Yeah, the color's more on the orangey yellow side, not so much on the lemon yellow, which is ironic because we're painting lemons. See, and as I try to blend, I'm just kind of exposing that charcoal. So, you know, that's actually pretty interesting because I have never experienced that with any of my other oil paintings. So I think that's just a Cobra situation, that it's not covering the charcoal. So it's leaving me in dismay, I'll be honest. I'm not happy with this. Okay, so basically I'm just trying to change up the color a little bit in a way that might mask this horrific charcoal. I might stop using charcoal as a means of sketching, which wouldn't be good because I already I already have my wolf all sketched out for a couple days from now. So I'm just kind of going back and like reworking all of this and seeing if I can, maybe another layer will hide the charcoal. I might have to wait till it dries. But this is not good. So if you use Cobra and you're watching this and you're already someone who uses it, you know, comment below. I want to hear whether you have the same, you know, behavior going on with charcoal, just not being able to be covered. Notice I'm just putting color down and kind of gently circle blending the sides, but it's never looking natural because I'm always going to get this black ring that kind of shows it shows the outline underneath, so it's not really blending in a natural way because of that. So I'm not happy with how this is coming out. And, you know, I guess this is the first time. There was some charcoal for the bottle, but maybe it was, I was using such a dark color before, it just kind of covered it up. And I'm going to start with the highlight. Oftentimes you don't, you start with the darks and move your way up, but I didn't do that this time. And it's actually not as yellow as the one I'm using, but I can always go in if this white kind of starts if it's a little bit too blended in, I can add it after. Alright, so now I'm going to go with an orangey yellow. And start kind of just circling around. It's not really orange enough. That's better. I try to escape my kids at night because I'm with them all day and I homeschool them. So I feel like I deserve this time, but no one else seems to think I deserve this time, and they end up taking my time. They are stealers of my time. I should be grateful that I have kids that want to steal my time, but these, sometimes it gets to be too much. Just going to go in again a little bit with the white. Now I'm going to try to preserve that highlight just a little bit. And I'm going to go in a little bit with just some yellowish. And I'm going to blend. And I'm that white by accident. So pop it back in. And it's not stark white, it's just a hint of white, that's all. So that's a nice.
And look how much stuff you have compared to how much stuff I have.
You're 6, I'm 33.
I got the little whisk completely stuck in it with both of the hooks hooked to it.
Okay, well you'll have to figure that out, okay? You'll have to go up there and figure it out. Be the fisherman that you are and just figure it out, okay?
Mommy, it looks like you did plenty of work there some Mommy and Jordan time.
Jordan, I haven't, okay? Thank you for trying to micromanage my mommy time. But you gotta go now, okay?
Mommy, everything looks perfect. And tomorrow night, all you have to do is just like paint. You just have to paint that orange over. Then you just have to paint that one over and paint it. And then you'll be done with that painting. So that means we can have Mommy and Jordan time.
Alright, then tomorrow it is.
No, I said we do it now because you can do all this tomorrow night. How many more minutes do you have to do?
As many as I can, okay?
I just want to say one thing, but my blue tackle box, Daddy locked it in the garage.
Okay. Did you do it on purpose?
No, he did it because he didn't know that I wanted it.
The world doesn't want to hear you throwing a tantrum, okay?
Yeah, but the world doesn't want to hear no fishing videos.
So basically I'm just really trying to blend all of this together. But my only issue is this darn charcoal. So I'm doing the best that I can. But it's not the best circumstance. Brought the shadow too far. Alright, so there's the lemon. Now this brown shadow at the very, very bottom needs to be extended past this lemon, just to right there. I like it when you can just buy the color and not have to mix. Mixing is a really, really good skill to have. And I'm pretty good at it in watercolor because that's what I have mixed the most kind of in my art career, but it's very tough, I think, to blend oil sometimes. And you know, it's just practice makes perfect kind of thing, so I'll be better someday. But so I would not have normally done a tutorial in oil paint because I'm pretty new to it and there's so many more talented oil painters out there, but I really wanted to just kind of show you what the Cobra mixable oil is like. Which I have to say I do like it, but I am a little bit concerned about this charcoal effect I'm getting. So if there's anyone out there watching this who can give me your opinion of Cobra mixable, especially in regards to a charcoal outline, then I would love to hear from you, because this has been a little bit of a unpleasant surprise, shall I say. So I do have to get kind of dark with this shadow underneath, so I'm going to do brown and mostly black, and it just kind of stops right here, but it does hug the shape of this fruit. It goes under. Here at a straight line. Okay. And it actually goes up in a very thin line, but I'm going to wait until I have this done. And I'm going to just take my black and join this line with the previous one. And here I'm going to go with a more lemon yellow, and I'm going to just blend the two together. Okay, now that's quite the color. That was very thick of a layer, of a blob I should say, it wasn't even a layer. And I'm going to bring that one all around. So one thing I didn't mention that I did is prior to painting, I prepared the surface with gesso, and so that's kind of your typical, I just prepared it the way a normal oil painter would prepare any canvas. So there was nothing special about the water mixable. I use Grumbacher, I think I'm pronouncing that right, they're acrylic gesso. Anyways, I like that brand, and I tint it using acrylic paint. I have a lot of acrylic paints that I like using up. I don't use acrylic on canvas, but I do paint rocks in acrylic. I know that sounds like a weird thing, but I work for a store and they asked me to paint rocks to sell. So that's kind of another little thing that I do, but I use acrylic for that. And so I'm just kind of blending, going back and forth. I'm really just pushing colors together so I can make a nice smooth kind of gradation. I don't like hard. I don't really like, even this here is a little hard for me, but I know that's a shadow. Or I'm sorry, like that's a highlight. But now I'm going to go back, now that I have fresh eyes on it. I'm going to go back a little bit and see if I can feel a little bit more comfortable with this top one here. Take care of that little highlight there. And I'm just going to boop boop. And I'm going to take some lightish, very light orange, and I'm just going to smooth it around the yellow. And then I'm going to take some more white and smooth that around, just creating a nice little highlight. So that looks pretty good. And they don't look horrible overall, but I am just a little kind of miffed about the charcoal. But again, I'll probably go over and, I don't know, give it another little, layer. But we'll see. Sometimes you go back the next day and that's when you kind of have a fresh eye, and maybe I'll like love the look tomorrow. So, but anyways, that is kind of my technique for painting fruit and getting that nice blend, that blendy look. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Oh gosh, I'm gonna just clean off my brush. How about that? You would think that because you can just wash off with water, it would be so convenient. You would just be always washing the brush, but it still is a bit of a challenge to get all the paint off when you cleanse the brush. Okay. All right, so that is somewhat better. And I'm not sure why I just did that. I guess I could go and, you know, add some more shadow here. Okay, but I'm getting into the territory that if I overwork it too much, it might look awful. So I'm going to leave it like that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm glad this was a quick episode. So if you have any questions, please contact me. Write in the comments below, and I would be super happy to answer any questions that you have. Until then, have a great week, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your summer. I'll probably put out another video in the fall. So it will be a couple of weeks. I did these videos really back to back to back, so I think that's going to cover me for the rest of August, and then I'll see you in September 2021 unless something comes up. So like my video if you liked this, and hit subscribe, and then you'll be able to see some of my next upcoming videos when they do happen. Spoiler alert, I do have to do all of those light fast test results that I've done. So I did a light fast test on the Mission Gold Mihello, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the watercolor tubes, and I also have a light fast test going for some other watercolor sets that I have reviewed in the past month. So anyways, subscribe and you will start seeing those, and in the meantime, if there's something you want to see me do a video of, please let me know and I will get working on it. So enjoy the rest of your summer, guys. Take care. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.